there, my name is Beck, and you're Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. This is a video I've been meaning to make for a couple of days. George Lucas talking about Star Wars. You know, listen, before Disney bought Star Wars, we were like, George Lucas, yeah, you know, we like the original trilogy, but come on, he's not the greatest. Yeah, it's amazing what amazing incompetence will do. Like, the amazing incompetence of Kathleen Kennedy and Disney Star Wars makes you look back at those prequels and go, whoa, I quite like those now, you know. It's the same with Doctor Who. The amazing incompetence of the current production team with Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker makes you look back at even the ropiest episodes and go, well, I kind of missed that. That was pretty good, you know. And honestly, I really enjoyed Justice. I just saw the Justice League movie yesterday. I really, really freaking enjoyed it. And I think it's probably because it was made before the current insanity, you know, in Hollywood. Anyway, so George Lucas is talking about Star Wars, and I think he's talking about, you know, things happening today. Who knows? Here's a weird thing about the times we live in. Everybody, there's a very sharp cultural divide, and everybody on one side of it thinks the other side is the enemy and they're delusional, and everybody on the other side thinks exactly the same, right? Exactly the same. So I'm reading into this that he thinks like me, but what do I know? What the hell do I know? You know what I know? I want you to hit the like button. I want you to hit the share button. I want to hit the subscribe button. YouTube is not very friendly to me right now. They've demonetized my channel, and they haven't told me why. It's because they said harassment. The only thing I could think of that would really fit into that is, you know, whenever we deal with, you know, trans issues, and you know, I just don't know. I just don't know it with the same clarity that, you know, the Twitter fact checkers and YouTube and, you know, all the media. I don't know with 100% crystal clarity that if one defines themselves, their self-definition is more relevant than their physical reality, right? You know, I'm prepared. I'm not. I was gonna say I'm prepared to like be wrong. I'm really not. But you know what? I'm prepared to say I'm like, you know, hedge the bets. But that's not good enough. I don't think it's good enough. So they did demonetize my channel. So, and also they just whipped another like 10 subscribers off me. I mean, like, okay, fine. So like, share, subscribe. All those things are very, very good. Comment is also very good. I got to reply to all your comments, but mostly, you know what? I said, especially subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. But you know, if you really want to, you know, help out a rabbi today, go check out my Indiegogo. My Indiegogo is the way I monetize the channel now. You know, because YouTube doesn't want me to monetize. So these are two freaking awesome graphic novels. Go check the video link. It's in the description. This is being closed out in under 30 days. So that forever, you're not going to be able to get this packaging. And I think there are only 6 left at the sale price of $40. You get both graphic novels for $40. The one's like 105 pages, one's 220 pages. These are good freaking books. But wait, there's more. If you get both, you get a whole package of stuff. You also get, of course, you know, the wonderful art cards for the male gaze. 5, very soon to be 6 art cards based on my genre-related 12-year-old titillations. Which, you know, I was a kid ahead of my time. I knew what I was doing. So we have, you know, for the male gaze, keeping the British end up. The British end is up. Yeah, thank you very much. Party like it's 1999. Yes. I had a guest on my stream last night who was American, and he's seen Space 1999. So it was like, well, that's pretty darn good. So, you know, high approbation indeed. We got Don't Even Think It, Citizen, but you know we're all thinking it. You know we're all thinking it, Judge Anderson, and I don't think you need to be a telepath to work that out. We have, of course, no hanky-panky in the TARDIS. All these are going to be like postcard size. Yes, again, what more can you say about this? I'm thinking of actually making more products out of these, like making mugs out of these, or like a desk calendar if I make enough, or what else am I doing? Temporary tattoos. I'd love to do a temporary tattoo of this one and this one. That would be really, really cool. And then, of course, we got I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. But wait, there's more. I just got the design sketch in for the new 6 for the male gaze face card. There was no real reason I commissioned this. Just I was like really grateful for where we are in the campaign. Here's a design sketch. Oh, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be good. Now the notes I gave the artist, I gave Dominic, was I would like Princess Leia to be looking into camera and smiling. I don't know. I kind of like my my sex slaves to be kind of into it. Because it's too rapey. Kind of turns me off. But wait, there's more. We also have a series of posters. When we hit $8,000, everyone's getting this poster. Or if we don't hit it, I think we're going to hit that. It's like an extra $2 or $3. Big posters like A2. And then also we got in this other one, this Capaldi one. This one's called The Eyes Have It, and this one nearly finished. It'll be finished by Sunday. The poetry one, this is called Reverse the Polarity of the Neutron Flow. Reverse the Polarity of the Neutron Flow. So there you go. That's my Indiegogo. Please do go check it out. That's insanely helpful. So also insanely helpful was this little statement from George Lucas. So let's read this together. George Lucas lost control of Star Wars, according to a recent interview. Well, obviously, he sold it. I mean, that's what happens when you sell something. When you listen, I used to have a house in Miami. I've sold it. When I moved to Israel, I therefore lost control of it. That's why they pay you like $4 billion? Because that's you're giving it up. You've lost it. We know. But I think his naivety. He thought they were going to make his sequel trilogy with the midi-chlorians, which didn't sound very good. But again, compared to what we saw, it can't be that bad. A relatively recent interview with George Lucas has revealed interesting details about the most recent, fairly divisive Star Wars trilogy produced by Disney. In October 2020, Lucas, alongside his wife, the chairwoman of Starbucks, really? Oh, and the chairwoman of Starbucks. Oh, his wife was the chairwoman of Starbucks. And the chairwoman of Starbucks, Melody Hobson. Well, listen, I don't like your really chairwoman of Starbucks who got guilted into letting every junkie this side of I don't know, the world go and shoot up in the Starbucks bathrooms. Appeared as as part of a virtual speaker series for the East Harlem School at the Exeter's house. Okay, that sounds quite meritorious. Can't argue with you there. During the interview, 7th grader Jeremiah asked Lucas about around the 42-minute, 50-second mark. Well, that's a pretty accurate about. The world has changed so much since the first Star Wars movie. How do you think the changes and in the fight for racial justice will impact the Star Wars universe going forward? So listen, in this kid's defense, again, why am I defending him? Because he's talking about racial justice. So listen, he's been living in a world where they've been brainwashed that America is a racist society, an intrinsically racist society. Oh, I got the turtles going on here. Let me just move this up. And it's just not true. It's the least racist society, I think, in the history of humanity. But that doesn't really matter. So he's been brought up with this insanity, this wall of insanity. It's the way propaganda always works. It's the way that, Gina Carano got a lot of trouble for this when she compared the current situation to Germany in the 30s. She was 100% accurate. You had a wall of media en masse saying the problems of Germany were because of the Jews. That the news, the entertainment, everything said Rome was the Jews, and putting forward this idea that they were genetically inferior, infecting their, and it's a crazy idea. But again, when you have the government, media, in our case, social media, when you have everything saying one thing, it's very hard to deny. I mean, I don't know what happened in the 2020 election. I do know that Joe Biden performed reasonably steadily across America, just below average, average to below average everywhere, apart from a handful of counties in swing states, all of which their counts were had a bit, had some questions on them, but the entire media says it's crazy. You're not allowed to even think it. If you think it, you're wrong, right? If you think it, you're a bumpkin. And when you're faced with this wall of reality, right? This wall of like presenting a narrative. It's very hard to know. So this kid's like grown up in it, and so he thinks there is a fight for racial justice. Yeah, which okay, that's a different story. So George Lucas responded, I don't know. I mean, I kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path that I would have intended. Well, again, yeah, we all know that. But the first 6 Star Wars films are very much mine and my philosophy. So this is where it gets interesting. And I think the philosophy sort of goes beyond any particular point in time, which is why they're classic, right? Which is why they are enduring classics. And listen, Phantom Menace is pretty hard to rewatch. That one, the dialogue is just shockingly bad. Last time I saw it was when I went to the cinema for the 3D version, right? But it's just shockingly bad. Other than that, I think they're all kind of going off on the fumes of the first one, of the first, first trilogy. But they all actually had something that, an artist's point of view, and this is like he gets into it. And I think the philosophy goes beyond any particular time. Yeah, so the problem with the sequel trilogy is it's very, very contemporary. It's very of our times, and it's very irrelevant. I mean, it's like it's becoming irrelevant even now. It's based on because it's based on history. It's based on philosophy. It's based on a lot of things. He continues. He went on to say the first 3 basically tell you. Here's the thing that really caught my eye. Right. He went on to say the first 3 basically tell you how democracy turns into a dictatorship, and you end up with a tyrant, the emperor. Listen. I do believe that's where we are. I do. I believe. The world's greatest democracy is no longer a democracy. I don't think there's ever going to be a free and fair election again. And I think the media clearly doesn't report on that or any way in the same way they reported on the But again, yeah, this is what happens when you have a wall of disinformation. It's very hard to break through. It's very hard to have the strength of character to break through that. And I would say anybody out there who is like me, stiff-necked and denying it, no matter how much I'm told not to deny it. You keep doing it. But I will point out, my channel has been demonetized, so it could be something to do with that as well. Honestly, the only thing I'm worried about with the demonetization is I think it's probably a step to having my channel yanked from me. So hopefully that's enough. I do enjoy doing this a lot. This is very interesting. It basically tells you how democracy turns into a dictatorship. I look at watch Palpatine's rise, right? I don't think the current president is a Palpatine-like character. I think there's probably a conglomerate of power share. I don't know who's in charge. I have no idea who's in charge. I think it's a conglomerate of wealthy tech lords, whatever. Basically, follow the money. I think they're essentially in charge. And I do think that China, rather than being an adversary of America, is in fact the role model. That's what they want to get to. Again, rewatch, was it Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, I see a lot of parallels. But then again, because I'm on this side of the political aisle, the other side of the political aisle said, "Oh, that's what happened in 2016." That's the crazy thing we live in. That's the crazy world we live in. I think it's interesting to note that everybody is as distrustful as each other as we are of ourselves. So he said it's very important now. It is very important now where we are now in our political history. I think that is the most overt thing he could possibly say without being pillared. And this is a independently wealthy billionaire, right? So that's how much he's got to be circumspect. The Star Wars creator also explains all the various colors and shapes of the aliens and everything that live in that world. It's a normal situation. There's no real discrimination. I think he's talking about our world, right? I think he's talking. Lucas went on and said the only real discrimination is against robots. And we haven't really reached that period yet. So is he saying there that, listen, there is no racial injustice? There is no racial injustice. Turns out, George Floyd, when he died, had a lethal amounts of fentanyl in his system, right? And his lungs were filled up with fluid. I'm sure having a guy's, knee on his neck for 15, 20 minutes probably wasn't the best thing, but it probably didn't kill him. Didn't kill him. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If the narrative is beneficial to say there's racial injustice, the narrative beneficial. Go watch Star Wars. It's like, I think that's where we are right now. Looks like it is only against robots, and we haven't really reached that yet. I'm pretty sure robots will be able to overcome it because they don't have the same feelings. But it really shows you. It really shows you in terms of the way politics are and the way things are, how to and how to fight those ideas. And a lot of it really has to do with overcoming fear. And that great speech by Yoda in was it the Attack of the Clones? Fear leads to blah blah blah. Fear leads to the darkness. Whatever. It's and the entirety of the media and the entirety again government, social media, government are all telling you to be very afraid. Be very very afraid. Be afraid of your neighbors. Be afraid of your neighbors because they may be domestic terrorists. And that's kind of the messaging that we're getting. Fight. You got to overcome fear. That's really it. Listen, I will say on the other side of the aisle's defense, they were terrified, like mortally terrified by the previous president. They were absolutely terrified of it, and I think the reason they were terrified by him because he pretty much, unequivocally disproved everything they held dear and believed in, right? They everything they believed in held dear. He just kind of like ran a sword through it. So I think that's really the bottom line. And we're talking like everything, like intellectualism, their political outlet, everything. Interesting enough, the last bit feels. Last bit almost feels like a jab at. Was it L337, the woke droid from Solo, Star Wars story? Yes, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Brought in to punch up the script of No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie, which hopefully will never come out. Right? I'm hoping an apocalypse is going to come in the next month or so, and then we will never have to see No Time to Me Too. No Time to Me Too. YouTuber Ryan Cano commented on Lucas' answer and referred to Disney language and the sequel trilogy was the conclusion of the Star Wars saga. He said, this is not the Skywalker saga. This is not the Skywalker saga. 7, 8, and 9 are not Star Wars. It's Disney Star Wars, which is a very different thing. I agree. I agree with you. George Lucas laid it out for you. He agrees with you. Does he agree? I don't think he really cares. Honestly, I think he cares a bit, but if he gets upset, he's just going to go and cry into a bag of money. It's like, I don't think he's that bothered. He feels a bit miffed, but he's got 4.05 billion in the bank now. Lucas said Star Wars back in 2012. Oh, we were so excited. Something that breaks my heart. That really breaks my heart. I went on a vacation. I used to love Disney World. We went on a vacation to Disneyland about 10 years ago. Fantastic vacation, and I bought this this wonderful sculpture of Mickey Mouse as a Jedi with a lightsaber. And I loved it, and now I look at it and just like, it's like a lightsaber through my heart. It's really sad. I was so excited. Didn't really work out, did it? And he recently revealed that this was because the working on a new trilogy would have taken up at the very least 10 years of his life, and he decided to raise his new daughter instead. Good for you, George. He also sold Lucasfilm, which includes Star Wars, for 4.05 billion stocks in cash and stocks. I would cash those stocks in pretty darn quick if you haven't done yet. One of the first things that they did upon acquiring rights Star Wars was to remove the extended universe from canon. Yeah, I remember that. Now they're plundering it again, for Mandalorian. Are you interested in Mandalorian anymore? I found my love of it has completely gone. Right? Ever since the firing of Gina Carano, my love of it is just. It's like it's punching a balloon. Will I watch it when it comes out? Here's the thing. Having a YouTube channel, I don't know the answer. Right? I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be watching Doctor Who after Orphan 55, episode 3 of last season. All right, if I didn't have the channel, but there's no way of really knowing. Like, would I not watch Mandalorian if not for the channel? I don't know. I feel I probably wouldn't. I would probably move on. In some ways, this channel's bad because it does bring me back to like looking at all this like disaster and mutilation of things I love. Well, it get rid of the extended canon. Immediately had fans scratching their heads at the time. Much the same way Star Trek, right? One of the first things Kurtzman did was get rid of the fan films. Don't like it, that competition, do you? While Lucas himself never let the expanded universe dictate what happened to the movies, mainly the prequels, most fans these days consider it to be canon, especially when it comes to events that took place after Star Wars Episode 4, Return of the Jedi. Fine. Unfortunately, Star Wars fans may never get to see another Star Wars film produced or directed, but no, they're never going to. Which is definitely they never go. Why would anybody even think that's a possibility of a possibility? The shame is though that he's not giving a successor the role, right? He should have groomed a successor and opened his own film school and after about 20 years found somebody who would be the successor to take Star Wars in wherever direction he thought it should go. Because that's really what makes Star Wars work the best. According to the information revealed by Paul Duncan's The Star Wars Archives, 1999 to 2005, George Lucas' plans for the sequel trilogy included a return of Darth Maul and Darth Talon, Luke rebuilding the Jedi Order. I wanted to see that. I would have seen Leia becoming the chosen one. I wouldn't mind that so much if that's not like everything we see nowadays. George Lucas recently resurfaced in interviews appears to confirm that he isn't happy with the way Disney has been handling Star Wars. What, flushing it down the toilet? I'll tell you, the breathtaking incompetence and the lack of accountability for Kathleen Kennedy, it blows your mind, doesn't it? Absolutely blows your mind. As a matter of fact, George Lucas outlines the new Star Wars trilogy. He was disappointed that none of his ideas were in Episode 7, The Force Awakens, which I kind of liked at the time, but I think it's just like a country trick. What do you make of George Lucas' comments? Would you be on board if George Lucas came back and gave us the original version of Episode 7, 8, 9? I would be on board for him giving it to somebody to oversee. I think he's a bit too old. But listen, I just think we need to completely erase. Well, you can't. You got to recast Carrie Fisher now. I think the only way to move forward. Is to set it like 100 years after Return of the Jedi. Have an incredibly old Luke Skywalker. And introduce a whole new group of people, and end up with him becoming one with the Force at the first episode, at the end of the first one, right? I think that's really the only way to have that touchdown and maybe make him the MacGuffin defined in the second, and then the third you wrap it all up. But I think that's really the only way to move forward at this time, right? Will it move forward? Probably not. I think Kathleen Kennedy is going to destroy it. I really do. But keep your physical media. Enjoy your physical media. Will I still enjoy the first couple of seasons of Mandalorian? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been able to bring myself to watch them. I really haven't. I haven't watched the Last Jedi for a second time all the way through. And geez, I haven't even attempted to do that with the Rise of Skywalker. God, that was garbage. So there you go. But I do think George Lucas here is basically saying, you remember the whole Revenge of the Sith thing, where the prequel trilogy, when he had a dictator take over a democracy? Go look what's going outside. The people's house is covered in barbed wire with more troops around it than were ever in Afghanistan. That's pretty scary. So I think George Lucas is trying to tell us something. Will we listen? Nah. Nah, it's not going to happen. You know what you should do. You know what you should do. Go check out my Indiegogo. It's freaking awesome. It's if you were going to spend any money on the sequel trilogy, don't go buy this instead. Only six more packages left at the sale price. My name's Ian Beck, and Deagle Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. So you are notified when new videos drop.